Welcome to Roosevelt High School in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and this presentation of high school girls basketball on the Roosevelt High School YouTube channel. The Roosevelt Rough Riders are still in search of their first win of the season. Tonight, they hope to get it against the team they beat last year, the Yankton Gazelles. Good evening, my name is Brent Bowen, and I am a member of the Roosevelt High School sports broadcast team. One of the Rough Riders' last wins in the 2017-2018 season was a 60-52 win over the Yankton Gazelles. Tonight, the Riders will look to match that performance during their first win of the 2018-2019 season. On Monday, Roosevelt lost a 55-41 contest to the third-ranked Brandon Valley Lynx. The Rough Riders trailed by 4 points at the end of the first half before the Lynx outscored them 26-16 in the second half. And the loss dropped the Riders' overall record to 0-7. However, Roosevelt moved up to 15th in the Class AA C point rankings. Entering tonight's game, the Rough Riders are 1 point behind Yankton with 37.286 C points. The Gazelles enter tonight's game having lost back-to-back games to the Lincoln Patriots and the Huron Tigers. On Tuesday, the Tigers captured a 55-53 triple overtime win over Yankton. The Gazelles are 3-4 overall. It's time to meet the starting lineups. You're watching Sioux Falls Roosevelt and Yankton on the Roosevelt High School YouTube channel. Welcome back to Roosevelt High School and this presentation of high school girls basketball on the Roosevelt High School YouTube channel. My name is Brian Barney and I'm part of the Roosevelt High School Sports Broadcasting. You've got to start runners for both teams and now it's time for the tip-off. Right now, as we appear, the starting runners just changed. It looks like Yankton's best player, Madison Webben, was not in the starting lineup, but it looks like she is in the lineup now, as it just updated, but before it was not, and she's the leading scorer for Yankton, and the riders who win the tip as Hattie Giblin will bring it up. As Giblin will bounce pass it down low to Nielsen over to Koima for three, no good, rebounded by, not rebounded, but it's a fight for the ball. It is a jump ball and the Yankton ball. The possession arrow is Clayton Koima had missed the last couple games. I don't know if it's an injury or a sickness. She had missed the last couple games, especially here at home. I'm not sure. Maybe she returned on the road. She's back in the starting lineup tonight as they fake the handoff and give it back over to Oswald. Oswald back over to Wolfgram. Wolfgram back up top to Webben. Webben drives right, gives it back over to Wolfgram. Wolfgram drives middle, no good. Rebounded by Koima going the other way. Koima will give it out to Giblin and they'll set it back up the offense. As Koima swings it over to Nielsen. Nielsen over to Almendina. Almendina back over to Giblin. Giblin drives middle, gives it back over to Koima, and Koima traveled. Oh yeah, Almendina with the travel. As it'll be Yankton basketball exactly 1 minute into the game, still scoreless here at RHS. As Kelsey Oswald will bring it up the floor as Webben drives baseline. Good help defense. Tough shot is gonna bounce in, and Yankton scores the first points of the game when it was 2-0. And they'll bring up a little man-to-man press as nothing too much is Giblin to just try and break it by dribbling. As Giblin will throw it up to Nielsen. Nielsen off the curl. Gives it to Andros. Andros drives baseline. Andros puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Webben. As Webben gives the outlet pass to Wolfgram. Wolfgram drives middle. Gives it over as Oswald gives it back over to Fetters. Fetters gives it over to Webben. Webben drives, gives it back over to Fetters. Fetters for two, no good. It is going to be rebounded by Wolfgram, and Wolfgram will give it back up to Oswald to set up the offenses. Oswald gives it over to Webben. Webben back over to Fetters. Fetters gives it to Hochstein. Hochstein misses, and Roosevelt will get the rebound with Tatum Koima as Giblin has the ball at the top of the key. Giblin will take the screen from Andros. As Giblin drives, gives it over to Koima. As both free throws were made, and it is 4-0 as Kayla Martinez bringing the ball up at the point. As Koima picked up a dribble, gives it to Ambrose. Ambrose looking for Martinez on the back cut. Gives it to Nielsen. Nielsen has it open man. He's double teamed as Martinez tries to drive middle on Ambrose. Now she gives it out to Ambrose. Gives it to Koima. Koima drives middle. Koima puts it up, no good. As Roosevelt will get their first 2 points of the game, just over 3 minutes into the game. As Yankton will try and answer that drive baseline, almost a turnover. On her knees, they gotta get it out, and they get it out to Webben. And Webben will reset the offense. They give it over the corner to Hochstein. Hochstein does baseline. Looked like she walked. And now an open three for Oswald, no good. Rebounded by Webben, no good, but a foul will come. That's going to be Koima's second, I believe. It looked on her, and it's her second, team second. And Buck Almondine will check back into the game. As the first one by Webben is up and just no good. As Webben is the leading scorer for Yankton, has 2 points so far today. As that's early foul trouble for Roosevelt right away. As the specials were arguably the best player to be checking out of the game. Second attempt is up and good, and it is 5-2 as Webben. That's her third point of the game. As Martinez wins it up the floor, Martinez will look for Ambrose, and she gets it to Ambrose. Ambrose over to Nielsen. Nielsen drives, gives it over to Almondiner, and the ball's taken away by Webben. Webben going the other way, stopped by Kayla Martinez. As Brooke Almondiner will pick up her first foul on the drive by Sadie Fetters. And had to give him a check back into the game for Macy Nielsen. As it will be Sadie Fetters that will pass the ball in. Fetters gets it, almost stepped out of bounds, and she did. As it was a good look, Fetters was pretty open on that backdoor pass, but she stepped out of bounds. So Roosevelt will catch a break and get the ball back, just about past halfway through the first quarter. Martinez swings it over to Hayes. Hayes back over to Ambrose. Ambrose will try and drive, gives it over to Giblin. Giblin drives middle. That was tipped out of bounds by Webben. And two Gazelles will check into the game. It'll be Maddie Hochstein and look like Oswald will check into the game for Webben and Morgan Strahl. Looks like, yeah, Morgan Strahl checks out of the game as Martinez has the ball at the top of the key. As 10 seconds left in the shot clock, Hayes is the ball on the left wing, gives over to Ambrose. Ambrose, tough hook shot, no good, and it is rebounded by Karlovitz. As Yankton has a 5-2 lead just with 3:10 left. Yankton coming in with a record of 3-4 compared to Roosevelt's 0-7. It's a pretty even matchup. As that ball is taken away by the Riders, as Kayla Martinez will bring it up again with two freshmen. Not last home game, but a couple home games ago, and get to Washington with the story of the game. Scoring pretty much 70 or so % of the points, and that's Hayes for 3, no good. As no points today for only 2 points for Roosevelt. Only 2:40 left to go in the opening quarter. But lucky for them, they've only allowed 5. As a good look from 3 is up, no good. As that was a good look for Wolfram there, they couldn't fall. As Hayes will bring it up, and Hayes will turn it over. And Karlovitz lays it up and in. And Maxwell uses first time out of the game, and with 2:22 left to go in the opening quarter, it is Yankton 7, Roosevelt 2. We'll be back in a second. You're watching Sioux Roosevelt and Yankton on the Roosevelt High School YouTube channel. Welcome back to Roosevelt High School in this presentation of high school girls basketball. As Roosevelt got off to a slow start, they haven't shot well from the field. As a good look as Kayla Martinez's pass is dropped by Nielsen. Martinez starts to drive baseline. She tries to pass it out, but she gets fouled, and they're going to give her a shooting foul for it. And Martinez will go around and shoot free throws and get her first points of the game. As Martinez will go around to shoot 2 free throws. Yankton trying to say that she stepped out of bounds for the pass, or shot attempt. And Martinez hits the first free throw to make it 7-3. As Martinez's second free throw no good. As Kelsey Oswald rebounds the ball. As she drives the ball on Kayla Martinez, Salma Sharif for the stop. As Webben checked right back into the game, gives it over Karlovitz. Karlovitz drives. Salma Sharif jumped. Tough shot is no good, but rebounded by the Gazelles. Karlovitz is just trying to get it out of there and set up the offense once again. 10 to shoot left on the shot clock. As Karlovitz with a good screen there by Fetters. Gives it over to Oswald. Oswald, Martinez, good defense. 3 on the shot clock. Now 1, puts it up, and good. And it is now 9-3. In the game, that was means at 0-7. As Martinez will take the screen from Sharif. Martinez for 3, no good. Oh, never mind, it is good. Looked completely off to the right, but looked like it went in, and Roosevelt has the first 3-pointer of the game to make it 9-6. Oswald trying to answer right back, no good. Sharif and Martinez tried to go for it, and it'll be a jump ball, which will make it Roosevelt ball with 1:04 left to go. It's a big shot there that cut the lead in half just from 1 shot. As Kayla Martinez will score the 6 points. The other 2 come from Koima, who will be sitting on the bench for almost the whole first half with 2 fouls. As Talia Hayes will pass it into Martinez. Martinez with a little pressure, just has to dribble it out to break it. And Martinez will drive, give it over to Hayes. Hayes for 3, no good. And it is going to be no good, but it'll be off Yankton, and it'll be Roosevelt basketball with 51 seconds left to go. So we saw in that game against Washington, a game that completely nobody expected to be close. It was a 3-point game that came down to a shot by Talia Hayes. He missed at the buzzer that would have tied the game, sent it to overtime, and Roosevelt would have had all the momentum with a chance to win. But fell short, and Roosevelt just barely lost that game as Hayes hands it off to Almendaner as Nielsen has the ball off the screen from Ambrose. Nielsen with a good take. It'll be a body foul, and Mason Nielsen will go over the line to shoot 2, and it's going to be on. It'll be on Kelsey Oswald. It's going to be her first, team second. As Mason Nielsen will go to the line for 2 to have her chance to get her first point of the night.
Free throw attempts upcoming.
First one is good. So it's 9-7. Now as Karlovitz will check right back in, and so will Sadie Fetters, and it'll be Strahl and Kelsey Oswald checking out of the game. As Nielsen will go to line for the second free throw. Second one's up and good. 9-8, and now the Yankton lead's gotten pushed from 6-1 after Roosevelt's 5-0 run. As Yankton will try and answer right back as Wolfgang still at the ball at the top. Now swings it over to Fetters. Fetters for 3, no good. Rebounded by Almendaner, and Roosevelt can hold for the last shot if they choose to, which they probably will. And I remember against Washington, maybe at the end of the first quarter, or maybe those boys, I don't know, but they shot a little too early, and Washington came down and scored. Never want to do that. 8 seconds left. Talia Hayes drives, no good. Now there's 5 seconds, and now Yankton has a chance to score. Pulls up from 3 from Karlovitz is no good. And after 1, it is Yankton 9, Roosevelt 8. We'll be back in a jiffy. You are watching Super Bowl Roosevelt and Yankton on the Roosevelt High School YouTube channel. Welcome back to Roosevelt High School in this presentation of high school girls basketball on the Roosevelt High School YouTube channel. My name is Brent Bowen and I'm a part of the Roosevelt High School sports broadcast team. And at the start of the second quarter, it is Yankton with a slight lead, but Roosevelt playing a lot better, hitting a lot more shots as Hayes with good hustle gives it to Martinez. Martinez stops, gives it over to Koima. Koima, good reversal to Almendiner. Almendiner long two is good, and Roosevelt has their first lead of the night at 10-9, as it's been a 7-0 run for the Riders to give them the lead, the first lead of the game. As it's a good take by Webben. Webben pulls up and gives Yankton the lead right back, as it's now 11-10. Just 30 seconds in the game, we've already seen two scores. As Martinez will bring it up. As two freshmen did not start, but they both came in and played significant minutes in that first quarter, and they're both starting the second quarter. As Hayes has the ball on the right key, brings it over to Koima, who's checked back into the game. Good cut by Ambrose, and she lays it in, and Roosevelt gets the lead right back, as we thought Koima would be out for almost the whole half with those two fouls. As obviously in basketball, 3 fouls before half is a big deal. As good defense by Hayes as she gets the steal. Hayes will bring it up the floor. Hayes, good Euro step up, no good. Good move, but couldn't finish as Webben gets the rebound. As Webben will bring it up with Hayes on her. And Webben will have to kick it out. Oh, and she got loose. She got the shot up and good as Hayes was thinking pass, and she just stepped right back and took that shot. So they can't really cheat on it, as it looks like Macy Nielsen will check back into the game, or she's at the scores table ready to check in. As Almendiner has the ball looking low for Ambrose, gets it to her. Ambrose gets fouled from behind by Fetters. It's going to be her first, team third. Both teams have 3 fouls. 6 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Yankton still with the slight lead. Roosevelt with the ball though, as Tatum Koima will check into the game. As Talia Hayes will check out of the game for Macy Nielsen. As we've seen about only an 8-man rotation so far today between Gibble and Sharif, Hayes, and then the 5 on the court right now. And that'll be a foul. That might be on Koima. If it is, it is, and that's going to sit her out for the half with 3 fouls. That was a big loss right there because she was a big lift at the start of the season. You know, Roosevelt was not playing their greatest basketball at the start of the season. Now that they've gotten her back and they've improved for sure, it could be a big loss for the rest of the half. Roosevelt has to hang in the game right now. As Webben takes the screen, they force the switch, and now Almendiner has to fight hard down low. They get it to Holstein. Holstein gets out to Fetters. Fetters for 3, no good. Rebounded by Holstein. Holstein gets the O board, and she kicks it out to Oswald, and Oswald turns over to Fetters. Fetters over to Webben. Webben over to Wolfgren. Wolfgren drives right, or Martinez can't go anywhere. Tries to drive again. Martinez pokes it away. Wolfgren has the ball with Martinez on her. Webben with the ball, drives middle. Spins back, finds Wolfgren for 3 in the corner, air ball, and now Giblin comes down with the rebound, trying to push it up the floor. As Giblin will take a screen from Ambrose. As Giblin looking for Ambrose down low. He has a wide open Macy Nielsen on the wing. Give it to her, but great job by Fetters to get back. Nielsen drives. It's up and no shot. So they will not get the foul, but Roosevelt will maintain possession of the ball on the baseline. It's going to be on Sadie Fetters, her second in the last minute. That's her second, team fourth, and Sadie Fetters will check into the game along with Maddie Holstein. As Almendiner will throw the ball in, and they'll get it to Ambrose. Ambrose working down low, no good, and it is rebounded by Webben. And Webben's had a decent amount of rebounds in this game. She averages 15 points a game. She has 7 points right now. As Webben will now shoot another to make that 10 points. As she has 10 of the 16 points, and now Yankton opens up a 4-point lead with 4:35 left to go in the first half. As Martinez working on Wolfgram, and she gives it over to Almendiner. Almendiner up to Giblin. Giblin gives it over to Martinez. Martinez will give it to Almendiner on the curl. Allmendinger as Yankton looking for a travel. Don't get it, but Allmendinger missed the layup anyways. As Karlovitz pushes it up the floor, gives it over to Wolfgram. Wolfgram gives it up to Oswald. Oswald back over to Wolfgram. Wolfgram finds a wide open Karlovitz down low with the bucket and the foul, and it can be up to a 7-point game as Talia Hayes will check into the game. And we'll see who it's for, but Roosevelt just can't let it get out of hand, as also Mackenzie Reesness will check into the game for the first time today, as Nielsen and Martinez check out, and Talia Hayes also checked into the game. As Yankton will try and make it a 7-point game with just over 4 minutes. Free throws up and good. As Hayes gets it into Giblin. Giblin working on Wolfgram. As Giblin gives it over to Hayes. Hayes looking low to Ambrose. Ambrose dribbles low. Good hook shot by Ambrose, and she cuts it to 5 points. Ambrose has 4 points. As it's a 5-point game with just 3:40 left. As Hochstein has the ball, gives it over. It looked like Oswald traveled, and she did. As Gabby Pietola checks into the game for the first time today. As Hattie Giblin will bring the ball up. As Wolfgram is on her. As Allmendinger has the ball on the right wing. Allmendinger looking for somebody to be open, drives baseline, kicks it back out to Giblin. Giblin with the shot fake. Giblin drives, no good. And Wolfgram, Karlovitz almost loses the dribble. Gives it over to Wolfgram. Wolfgram gives it over, and she almost loses it, as almost 3 turnovers right there. And now she falls on the ground, gets it over to Allmendinger. Allmendinger with a clear pass to the hoop. Allmendinger lays it in, and it's a 3-point game. 4-0 run for the Riders, and Yankton will use their first timeout. 2:52 left to go in the first half. It is Yankton 19, Roosevelt 16. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching Sioux Falls Roosevelt in Yankton on Roosevelt High School YouTube channel. Welcome back to Roosevelt High School in this presentation of high school girls basketball. Yankton cut the lead, not cut the lead, but extended it all the way up to 7, but Roosevelt's fighting back to cut it down to 3. As Karlovitz drives middle, Karlovitz almost all the way. Karlovitz will kick it back out to Oswald. Oswald back over to Webben. Webben over to Pietola. Pietola back over to the corner. Webben for 3, no good. A good hustle play by Webben, but she throws it out of bounds. Whoa! We're gonna say it's Yankton basketball there. Unless it must have hit Talia Hayes. Something with Talia Hayes. So it looked like she jumped out of bounds and threw it off the bench, but it must hit off of Hayes. Hochstein with a wide open layup, but good defense by Roosevelt to knock that away from the backside help. As Karlovitz swings it over to the corner, Hochstein gives it back over to Webben. Webben drives, shots up no good, and good rebound by Reesness, and she throws it out of, and it's going to be tipped out of bounds. And it'll still be Roosevelt basketball with exactly 2 minutes left to go. As it'll be Hayes throwing the ball into Giblin. Giblin swings it over to Hayes. Hayes looking down there for Ambrose. As Reesness has the ball at the top of the key, gives it over to Giblin. Giblin over to Reesness. As as Hayes drives sideline or baseline, no good. But she'll go to the line for 2 shots as Salma Sharif, Macy Nielsen, and Kayla Martinez will all check into the game. As 1:42 left to go, Roosevelt only trailing 3, as they've trailed as much as 7 in this game. As Hayes' first free throw is up and it is good. And it's now down to a 2-point lead as Hattie Giblin, Taraya Ambrose, and Mackenzie Reesner will check out of the game. And no subs for Yankton, and Talia Hayes will look to make it a 1-point game after this free throw.
19-17, minute 42 remaining in the second.
And Hayes puts his second one's off, no good, and Yankton will push the ball at the floor with Wolfgram. And Wolfgram will give it over to Webben. Webben back over to the corner to Oswald. Oswald kicks it back out to Karlovitz. Karlovitz with the steal, gives it up to Martinez. Martinez's layup is up, no good. And Roosevelt misses out on 2 points right there that could have tied the game. As Wolfgang has the ball, dribbling towards the top of the key, swings it over to Oswald. Oswald brings it over to Karlovitz. Karlovitz swings over to Wolfgram. Wolfgram, as she gives it back to Oswald, who drives baseline, gives it back over to Wolfgram. Wolfgram looking for a cutting Webben. Only 10 to shoot left on the shot clock. Toya Hayes gambles. Karlovitz has 5 left to shoot. She gives it over to Oswald. Oswald for 3, no good. It's going to be a shot clock violation after the air ball. 47 seconds left. 35-second shot clock. Roosevelt has a chance to go for a 2-for-1. You get 2 possessions out of this. As Taraya Ambrose check back into the game for Selma Sharif. As Hayes will pass it into Martinez. As Martinez will give it over to Ambrose. Doesn't look like they're going for a 2-for-1. They're going to give it to Nielsen. Nielsen for 3, good. And Roosevelt has their second lead of the game, or third lead of the game, with 25 seconds left, and Yankton can hold for the last shot if they choose to. As Webben has the ball at the top, she has 10 of the 19 points, so over half. As now Wolfgram has the ball near half court. Martinez pressuring her. 11 seconds left, now 10. Wolfgram off the screen from Webben. They switch it with Hayes. Wolfgram tries to spin middle. Wolfgram looked like she traveled. And they're going to signal a foul. And it looks like they're going to get 2 free throws with a chance to tie it up or take the lead. 2 seconds left. It's going to be on Hayes, her first, team 6th. As Wolfgang's first free throw is good. With 2 seconds left, Roosevelt could try and roll it in and have a chance for a deep 3. Or maybe just throw up something. It's only 2.3 seconds left now, what you can do here. We're all tied up at 20. Wolfgram's second free throw is no good. Almost threw it away. Martinez will throw it up, not even close. And after the first half, it is Roosevelt. We're all tied up at 20 here at RHS. We'll be back in 10 minutes, or just under 10 minutes. You're watching Sioux Falls Roosevelt. The Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders and Yankton Gazelles on the Sioux Falls Roosevelt High School YouTube channel. Welcome back to Roosevelt High School in this presentation of high school girls basketball. My name is Brent Boyne and I'm part of the Roosevelt High School sports broadcast team. And we've seen a very back and forth first half of girls basketball here today, as it's kind of what we expected. I mean, 3-game difference in records, but Roosevelt greatly improved from their first game of this season, which still wasn't too bad against top-ranked Oklahoma at the time. And here's a few first half stats, as leading the way in rebounds for Yankton is Madison Webben, just the same as points. And for Roosevelt, the point leader looks like it's Macy Nielsen, just with 5. And then the leading rebounder, everybody has 1 rebound, as just 8 people tied for leading rebounds, with 1 each, so that's kind of interesting right there. As Talia Hayes 0 for 4 from the field, as Nielsen almost 2 for 5, Almedino 2 for 3, as Coymo 1 for 3, Nielsen only 1 for 2. And Roosevelt will start the second half with the ball with Giblin, who swings it over to Nielsen. And Tatum Coymo will not start the second half with those 3 fouls. As Ambrose has the ball, Nielsen has the ball at the top of the key now. Swings it over to Hayes. Hayes passes over to Giblin. Giblin shot breaks over to, and now passes it over to Nielsen. Nielsen with 13 on the shot clock. Nielsen pulls up for 3. It's up and no good. Ambrose with the board. Ambrose puts it back up. No good. Ambrose gets it back again. Almedino with the pass fake. And Almedino will set up the offense. Good couple rebounds by Ambrose there. As Giblin gives it over to Nielsen on the middle pass. Nielsen hands it off to Almedino. Almedino passes over to Hayes. Hayes for 3. No good. And Hayes has been off tonight. She's missed a lot of shots. She has 1 point from her free throw. As that's a great push by Yankton, but Oswald can't finish it. As Wolfram has the ball at the top, as now it's Webben driving baseline. As it's up fouled, as, excuse me, I paused there for a second. That was Sadie Fetters driving to the rack, and she'll now go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. And that foul will be on Macy Nielsen, her first of the half. And first shot by Fetters is no good. And Taylor Martinez will check into the game. Same as Tatum Coymo, as Almedino and Giblin will check out of the game. As second one is no good, airballed. As a couple ugly shots there by Fetters didn't go in, and it's still tied up at 20, as Coymo swings it over to Nielsen. Nielsen back to Coymo. Coymo, good look from 3, no good, and it is rebounded by Hochstein. And Oswald has the ball on the left wing, swings it up to Wolfgram, swings it over to Webben, and it's knocked out of bounds by Hayes. And Yankton will still have possession of the ball, as Fetters will throw the ball in, and they'll get it into Wolfgram. Wolfgram with Kayla Martinez on it. As only 13 left to go on the shot clock. As they look for the backdoor pass, they give it to Webben. Webben wide open layup, and it is good. And Yankton has the first lead of the second half, as Martinez will bring it up the floor. Martinez gives it over to Hayes. Hayes looking for Nielsen. Nielsen looking low to Ambrose, can't get it to her. Just to pass it to Martinez. Martinez puts it up, no good, and it is rebounded by Wolfgram, and Yankton going the other way. And Wolfgram will looking to get it to somebody, and she gets it to Fetters. Fetters back over to Oswald. Oswald over to Hochstein. Hochstein over to Wolfgram. Over to Webben for three, no good. Rebounded by Kayla Martinez, going the other way. Martinez going all the way, no good. Rebounded by Webben. And now Webben will bring up for Webben is 12 of the 22 points. Oswald looks like it's going to be a double dribble. And as Yankton coach Trey Cryer trying to say that it was maybe tipped, but now Sadie Feathers will check out of the game as Morgan Straw will check in.
2-point lead.
And also Maddie Hochstein will check into the game. And checking in is Ellie Karlovitz, as Martinez will bring it up with Wolf Graham on her. Koima gives it over to Hayes. Hayes over to Nielsen. Nielsen looking for cutting Ambrose. Gives over to Martinez, who's tipped by Karlovitz. Martinez over to Hayes. Hayes drives baseline. Hayes puts it up, and it is good. And Roosevelt ties the game right back up at 22 apiece. 4:45 left to go in the third period.
4.5 minutes remaining in the third.
Looking low, great defense, close defense by Hayes. Hayes gives it over to Martinez, great pass. Martinez lays it up and in, and Roosevelt has the first lead of the second half. And timeout Trey Creer, and with 4:33 left to go in the third quarter, it is Roosevelt 24, Yankton 22. We'll be back in, it's going to be a full timeout, or 30-second timeout, so I guess we'll just stay here. So it's been a great third quarter for Roosevelt, as they've pushed it up to a 2-point lead in a game where they lost Tatum Koima in the pretty much the whole first half due to foul trouble, as Roosevelt found a way to stay in the game. So now they're up 2 with 4:33 left to go. They still have 4 timeouts, only a 1 foul committed by Roosevelt, 0 by Yankton. And Yankton's leading scorer in the game is Webben with 12 of the 22 points. Has basically kept Yankton in the game right now, but that's what best players and teams do, is keep their teams in the game. As Wolfgram will bring it up and swing it over to Oswald. Oswald gives it up to Straw. Straw gives it over to Wolfgram. Wolfgram down low to Karlovitz. Karlovitz gives it off to Wolfgram. Wolfgram gives it off to Oswald. Oswald for 3, no good. Rebounded. It's not rebounded, but it's tipped out of bounds by Yankton. And Roosevelt will have the ball now up to just 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter. As Hayes gets it into Martinez, and Martinez will set up the offense, handed it off to Nielsen, over to Koima, over to Hayes. Hayes gets it taken away by Webben, and Oswald all the way, and it's up and good. Koima didn't want to pick up her 4th foul, so she had to just get out of the way or be straight up. Couldn't play as strong a defense as Martinez. Drives, puts up a shot, and it is no good. And it is rebounded by Karlovitz. Karlovitz pushes it up to Oswald. Oswald gives it over to Karlovitz, over to Wolfgram. Wolfgram for 3, no good. And it is going to be rebounded by Webben, as Yankton's done a great job of pushing it up the floor to get some good looks. And then they got the offensive rebound there as Wolfgram gives it up to Straw. Straw back over to Karlovitz. Karlovitz back to Straw. Karlovitz looking to post up down low. They try to get it to her, but it is taken away by Koima, as Koima gives it over to Martinez. Martinez pulls up for 3, no good. And it is going to be rebounded by Webben. Webben's got a lot of rebounds. She could get a double-double in this game, points and rebounds. She had like 5 in the first half, and she already picked up 2 or 3. As Webben gets a good look, it is no good, and it is rebounded by Taraya Ambrose. She pushes it up to Martinez. Martinez, good pass to Hayes. Hayes can't lay it in. It's a great look. Could give Roosevelt the lead right back, but it is no good, and it is still tied up at 24 with 2.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. As Wolfgram has it with Martinez on her. Wolfgram with good moves. Wolfgram almost gets it taken away by Martinez. As they look low to Karlovitz, it's up no good. Karlovitz gets her own rebound, puts it up and in. And Yankton regains the lead. Just over 2 minutes left to go. As the freshman Karlovitz with 5 points, and David Maxwell will use a timeout. And with 2:06 left to go in the third quarter, it is Yankton 26, Roosevelt 24. We'll be back in about a little less than a minute. You're watching Sioux Roosevelt and Yankton on the Roosevelt High School YouTube channel. Welcome back to Roosevelt High School in this presentation of high school girls basketball. With 2:06 left to go in the third quarter, Roosevelt trailing by 2 and David Maxwell just called his second time out of the game. Koima has the ball in the right wing. Koima drives middle, has to kick it back out to Almendiner. Almendiner looking for Sharif and she throws it away. And there's been a decent amount of turnovers in this ball game. I mean, we only have first half stats right now, but Roosevelt had 7 turnovers in the first half. And probably at least 10 now. The second half as well. As Hawkstein with the ball, gives it back over to Pitiella. As Karlovitz has the ball in the left corner, Karlovitz drives, gives it out to Wolfgren. Wolfgren back over to Fetters. Fetters for 3, no good, air ball, and it's rebounded by Nielsen. And Karlovitz gets the ball right back. Puts it up, no good. Hawkstein gets the rebound, no good, but she is fouled. And Mackenzie Reesness will check into the game for Tatum Koima, I believe. She just picked up her 4th foul. Martinez will also check back into the game. And Hochstein will go line to shoot 2. First one's up. First one's good. It's the bounce, and it's up to a 3-point game as Macy Nielsen and Tatum Koima will check out of the game. And Roosevelt, they just got to hang in this game. It looks like they might have gave so much Sharif the foul there. I thought Tatum Koima looked like she was like standing there by the sideline because she picked up her 4th foul, but maybe she just needed a breather. As Martinez, as Hattie Giblin checked in. It looked like Hattie Giblin checked in, but maybe she was already in. As Martinez goes over to Almendiner. And Almendiner will give it out to Hattie Giblin. Hattie Giblin drives, kicks out to Reesness. Reesness will dribble it towards the top of the key, gives it over to Almendiner. Almendiner drives baseline. It's going to be a foul on the floor. And it'll be on... They're going to get Kelsey Oswald for the foul. And... I believe they gave it, I don't know if they gave it on, I think they gave it on Hochstein, but Hochstein brings it up the floor and is fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2 more free throws. This can get up to a 6-point game here towards the end of the third quarter. Mason Nielsen's already going to check back into the game. As Hochstein will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
For the Gazelles, 46 seconds remaining here in the third.
As Roosevelt trailing by 4 with 46 seconds left to go. First one's up and good. As Nielsen will check into the game for Brooke Almendiner. As Hochstein 3 for 3 shooting these free throws. Giving Yankton some points here as Hochstein's second free throw is up and no good. And Ambrose can't grab it. And Yankton gets a second opportunity as Karlovitz has the ball driving left. Gives it back over to Wolfgren. Wolfgren will set up the offense. They can almost hold for the final shot. It'll be about an 8-second difference. As Wolfgram drives right, gives it over to Hochstein. Hochstein back over to Fetters. Fetters back over to Karlovitz. Back over to Oswald. Oswald back over to Karlovitz. Karlovitz drives baseline is Hochstein. Hochstein gets the rebound, throws it away. And with 10 seconds left, Roosevelt down 5. Has a chance to score here. As Tatum Cornwall check it back into the game, so she probably does have 3 fouls. So probably went send her in this soon before. As Martinez has the ball with 10 seconds left, they gotta go 7 now. As the clock's all the way down to 5. They gotta get up a shot at it. Hayes for 3 at the buzzer. No good. And it says Corman does have 4 fouls, so she might. It says we don't have 4 fouls, but at the end of the third quarter, it is Yankton 29, Roosevelt 24. We'll be back in about a minute. You are watching Sioux Roosevelt and Yankton on the Roosevelt High School YouTube channel. Welcome back to Roosevelt High School in this presentation of high school girls basketball. At the start of the fourth quarter, it is Yankton 29, Roosevelt 24. As Fetters gets the ball to the corner, looks down a little Hochstein, good defense by Ambrose to knock it out of bounds. They'll still remain Yankton ball. 7:49 left to go in the final quarter. Roosevelt needs to make a little push quickly if they want to win their first game of the season. As Fetters gets the ball to Webben. And Webben is working on Kayla Martinez. She gets over to Wolfgram. Wolfgram drives baseline. Kicks it back out to Oswald. Oswald for 2, no good. Rebounded by Wolfgram. Gives her to Hochstein. Hochstein, no good. And it's going to be a foul the other way on Webben. Reached over the back. That's going to be her first. Team second. And Talia Hayes will inbound the ball to Kayla Martinez. As right now, the leading score, I believe, is still Macy Nielsen with 5 points. It's been really balanced. Roosevelt only scored 4 points that whole third quarter. I just realized that. They tied it up at 24. They didn't score the last 4 or 5 minutes of the quarter. As Talia Hayes has the ball in the right wing. Hayes gives it over to Nielsen. Nielsen twins it over. Wolfgang, she almost scrambled. It's going to be a jump ball. It'll be a Roosevelt ball with the possession arrow. So Wolfgang got on the floor underneath, trying to dribble back up, but Roosevelt jumped on it as Ellie Karlovich would check back into the game for Sadie Fetters. As quick break for her. Karlovich has been big off the bench tonight for Yankton. As Martinez gives it over to Giblin. Giblin switches over to Nielsen. Nielsen for 3, got it! Big 3 by Macy Nielsen, and it's a 2-point game. There's 7 minutes left to go. That's a big shot there. Cut it down from 5 all the way to 2. Just under 7 minutes left to go. Oh, almost thrown away by Hayes, and it's tapped away, but they're going to get her for a foul. It's going to be Hayes' team fourth. And got Coimo on the bench with 4. So, kind of a little big foul trouble for Roosevelt. She gets the double team, gives it over to Webben. Webben drives, good pass to Oswald. Oswald puts it up and in. Great pass from Webben to Oswald, being unselfish there, giving up for an easy 2 points. As Martinez will take the spin from Ambrose, drive baseline. as Giblin made the three, but Martinez was fouled. They're going to give that on Peyton Wolfgram. It's going to be her first, team third of a half. As Talia Hayes has the ball in the corner, gives it over to Martinez. Martinez gives it back to Giblin. Giblin drives middle, gives it back to Hayes. Hayes is off to the left. And it is rebounded by Karlovich. David Maxwell looking for a foul as one of his girls are on the ground. As Karlovich drives, White puts it up, no good, but she'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. And Ellie Karlovich will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. As Karlovich misses the first free throw. As Roosevelt up to 5 team fouls now, 6:14 left. The only positive about having a decent amount of team fouls is it's easier to foul at the end of the game, not to use up all your fouls to give. Second free throw is good, and it's back up to a 5-point game now, as it just was a minute ago after before Macy Nielsen's 3. As Hayes will get it into Martinez. Martinez will try and push it up the floor as Wolfgram is on her. As Martinez will take the screen from Hayes. Hayes looks like an illegal screen, but they're not going to call it. As Martinez missed the jumper. As Oswald will bring it up, give it over to Karlovich. As it's a good shot by Webben, and she puts it back up to 7 points. Now Roosevelt really needs to make a big push as David Maxwell uses the timeout. And Trey Clare is fired up, and with 5:48 left to go, it is Yankton 34, Roosevelt 27. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back in a minute. You are watching Sioux Falls Roosevelt and Yankton on the Roosevelt High School YouTube channel. Welcome back to Roosevelt High School in this presentation of high school girls basketball. My name is Ryan Bowen, and I am a part of the Roosevelt High School sports broadcast team. And with 5:48 left to go, Yankton's pushed the lead up to 7. Roosevelt needs to make a little 5-0 run here to make it a 2-point game. Just 2 scores in a row, just a 3 and a 2, puts them right back in the game. As Nielsen was ahead for a little bit, but has to swing it back out to Giblin. Giblin is dribbling and gets it taken away from Karlovich. Good hustle by Karlovich and gives it over to Oswald. Oswald almost gets it taken away, and they're going to give her a double dribble. And Tatum Coimo will check into the game with 4 fouls, as well as Kayla Martinez, as Brooke Almendiner and Hattie Giblin will check out of the game. As 5:19 left to go in the final quarter. Roosevelt still down 7. As Martinez brings it up the floor. Swings it over to Hayes. Hayes gives it back over to Coima. Coima looking for Ambrose. Good slip. And she puts it up and she missed it, but she'll go to the line for 2 shots. And the few Yankton fans that made the trip do not like the call. And they're going to give that foul on Ellie Karlovich her first, team 4th. And Ambrose misses the first free throw. And these are big free throws right here. She's got to put this one in as Webben checks back into the game for Kelsey Oswald. This is a big free throw right here. She's got to put this one in to make this a 6-point game. Ambrose misses the second one too, but Coima gets the rebound and swings it back out to Hayes. Missed free throw, but they get an extra possession out of it. Martinez takes the screen from Ambrose. Martinez gets over and Macy Nielsen. Nielsen drives the baseline. Looking for the cutter, Martinez. Martinez looking low for Ambrose, gets it to her. Gives it over to Koima. Koima wide open for three, no good. And it is rebounded by Carlos. Roosevelt, usually they hit a decent amount of their shots. They haven't hit a lot of shots tonight. Fetters drives middle, good pass, but it was just over the hands of Hochstein. And it'll be a Yankton turnover. And 4.5 minutes, Yankton just trying to hold on to this W, but be a good win for them on the road to put them up to 500. As Martinez hands it off to Koima. Koima passes it over to Nielsen. Back over to Koima. Koima for three. Got it. Looked like it was no good. I about said no good, but it went in and it's a 4-point game. Wolfgram looking for somebody open. Gets past Martinez. It was a good trap. Gives it over to Hochstein. Good foul though by Ambrose to make her free throws. That was only Ambrose's first. Team sixth. As Hochstein will go to the line for 2 free throws. She's 3 of 4 shooting free throws for the night. As her first free throw is good, and it's up to a 5-point game now. Just over 4 minutes. As Koima just hit her second shot of the game. First one was a long 2, second one was a 3. Second free throw's up and good. And Hochstein will check out of the City Fetters will check out to the game. They waited till after the second one, so I was thinking it would be the shooter Hochstein. But Martinez has the ball in the game. Or, not, well, I guess in the game, but Martinez wins it up the floor. Martinez passes up to Hayes. Hayes over to Koima. Koima drives the baseline. Kicks it out to Hayes. Hayes drives. Hayes looking for the foul, and she got a crazy shot. And that pushes it to a 4-point game. What a shot by Hayes. She's been off all night. Hasn't hit a lot of shot. Wolfgram somehow gets out of the double team again. Roosevelt has to match up now, and they do a great job of it. As Webbins spins it over to Hochstein in the corner. Wolfgram has the ball at the top. Wolfgram tries to drive. Has to get out to Karlovich. Karlovich drives right. Karlovich picks up a goal. Gives it to Hochstein. Hochstein over to Oswald. Oswald drives middle. Good pass to Wolfgram, and Wolfgram with the bucket and the foul pushed it back up to a 6-point lead. And Sadie Fetters will check back in with the game for Karlovich. As Wolfgram will shoot 1 free throw. And that free throw's up and no good, but it is rebounded by Yankton with Sadie Fetters. And Yankton's going to run the clock now. That was a big missed rebound by Roosevelt. They have to get that. They've missed a lot of rebounds in this game. They've let Yankton get a decent amount of second chance opportunities. Hochstein has the ball. Driving on Ambrose. This is the Wolfgram who's open. She's not going to shoot it. Wolfgram will drive. No good. Rebounded by Hayes. She's got Wolfgram chasing her from behind, and she gives it over to Koima. Martinez chucks up a 3. It's no good. And it is rebounded by Webbin. And Maxwell knows his team has to make a run fast. Looks like Macy Nielsen or Zuckwork Almondale is going to check back into the game. Now as Hochstein has the ball, gets over to Webbin. Webbin, tough shot over Koima, got it. And it's an 8-point game. And David Maxwell will use his third timeout. His third timeout. And with 2:21 left to go in the final quarter, it is Yankton 40, Roosevelt 32. We'll be back in a minute. That was David Maxwell's fourth timeout, but we'll be back in a minute. You are watching Yankton Sioux Roosevelt on the Roosevelt High School YouTube channel. Welcome back to Roosevelt High School in this presentation of high school girls basketball. With 2:21 left to go in the final quarter of regulation. Roosevelt finds themselves trailing by 8 after the game was tied at halftime. Now, Roosevelt needs fast points and stops as Yankton is in the bonus, so that's basically the only positive for Roosevelt right now, is that they don't have the fouls to give. Hayes drives in the middle. Hayes puts it up, no good, but she's going to be fouled and go to the line for 2 shots. Let's see who the foul's on. They're going to give it on. Looks like they're going to give it on Fetters. They're going to say it's on Fetters' the third, team 5th. And Hayes over the line for two free throws.
But she ran right into him the first free throw.
First free throw's up and good. And it's a 7-point game where we expect a press here from Roosevelt. Try and get some steals and buckets to get back in the game. Hayes' second free throw is up and it is no good. And it is a rebound by Hochstein. Gives it to Wolfgram. Graham with the double team. She has 2 seconds to get it up. Oh, and they bail her out with the foul. She had 1 more second to get it across. Roosevelt bails her out. And now they'll go for it. That's a huge foul, Roosevelt. They would have had the ball right there. 10-second violation right there. There was 1 second left. There's no way she can get it across. That's a huge foul right there. Now Wolfgram can make this a 9-point game with that. But she missed the free throw. And Roosevelt gets a break, and they're going to get a jump ball. And Yankton will get the possession right back. Yankton, they've had a lot of these plays where they've got the hustle plays and they've gotten rewarded for it. And they've just simply outworked Roosevelt tonight. You can just tell. They've gotten more rebound. They've out-rebounded Roosevelt. I mean, they don't have a huge size advantage on the Riders. They definitely have some, though. Hochstein has the ball down low. Fetters gets it taken away by Koima, and she's fouled out of the game. If that's on Koima, which I think it is. And that's her 5th. And Tatum Koima will leave the game and finish her night with 6 points, a free throw, and 5 points, excuse me. It's a 3 and then a 1-2. Fetters will go to the line for a 1-and-1. First one's no good. It's rebounded by Almdiner, and Almdiner will be fouled. Roosevelt got lucky as Yankton has 2 1-and-1s. As Fetters has missed a few free throws. Maybe if maybe Fetters would be the one they want to foul later in the game, or even Wolfgram has missed a couple, but as Nielsen has the ball, takes a tough shot in the corner, is no good. Rebounded by it's going to be a jump ball. It'll still remain Roosevelt basketball. With 1:26 left. As Nielsen will pass the ball, and Roosevelt needs a big shot here, a 2 or a 3, anything. Maxwell has 1 timeout left in his pocket. As Talia Hayes has the ball, and now it's Almendina with the ball, gives it over to Nielsen, and it's going to be a foul on Almbros going the other way. Kolovic's second of the game for Fetters, probably. We'll see. Yeah, Fetters should check out of the game. And Roosevelt running out of some hope here with just 1:20 left to go. You don't want to foul Webben. Oh, as Roosevelt gets the steal, Almendiner brings it up the floor. Almendiner brings it up, it is no good. And Talia Hayes is going to chase it down. Trying to say it was over and back, but it was tipped back by Yankton. As Martinez drives in the middle, Martinez puts it up and it is no good. And Roosevelt is struggling to finish here. 51 seconds left to go, they're just going to bring it out, they got a foul. Now Webben. You can't foul Webben because you just got to pressure and make him throw it away. Throw it to somebody else, because Webben is likely to knock down both these free throws. It's going to be a double bonus as Martinez picked up her 3rd foul of the game.
Roosevelt 33.
As Roosevelt's down 40-33, 43.8 seconds left to go. Webbin's first free throw's up and good. Webbin has 17 points today. She's been around pretty good all season, averaging 15 points a game. That's over her average.
Second attempt is up.
Webbin's second free throw is good. 9-point game. Roosevelt's just got to hope Yankton misses some free throws and Wolfgram fouls.
Foul on Martinez and
And now Martinez will go to the line for a one-on-one.
Calmly trying to express
And Martinez will go to the line for a one-on-one. Now Martinez will have to put these in, make it a 7-point game. First one's up and it is good. 8-point game here at RHS. Sadie Feathers checking into the game for Holstein. As Martinez can make the 7-point game. Second one's up and no good. Rebounded by Webbin. Can't foul her. Gotta make her get rid of it. Get her over to Harlowitz. They're gonna try and get it. They're gonna give Yankton the timeout as there's a trap in the corner. 35 seconds left. We'll just stay. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take a quick break with 35 seconds left to go in the final quarter. It is Yankton 42, Roosevelt 35. The Riders running out of hope. We'll be back in a jiffy. You are watching Sioux Falls Roosevelt and Yankton on the Roosevelt High School YouTube channel. Welcome back to Roosevelt High School. This presentation of Positive Rose Basketball. My name is Brent Bowen and I'm part of the Roosevelt High School Sports Broadcast team. As Oswald was wide open, Hattie Giblin will foul her. It's her first team, I think 11th or 12th, something. They don't show up to 10. And Oswald will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. As Yankton can just salt the game away with some free throws. First one's up and no good. It'd take a miracle, honestly, at this point. 33.6 seconds left to go.
32 seconds.
As
42-34. Gazelles on the lead. Second attempt. 43-34.
As it's a 1-point lead for the Gazelles. As Martinez will bring it out. Martinez looking to do something. You gotta get a 3 here. Hayes gets it up, puts it in. Roosevelt's got to get up and foul immediately. They get into Webbin, don't foul her. Fetters would be the girl to foul. They don't foul her though. They give it up to Wilker and they got a foul. 10 seconds left and Roosevelt they're going to foul Webbin with 9 seconds left. Took way too long to foul. It took off 15 seconds there. Maybe even longer, or not longer, but maybe a little shorter. And Webbin will go to the line for 2 free throws.
43-36.
Some of the crowd is emptied out here at RHS. First free throw is no good by Webbin. 7-point game, 9 seconds left. As second free throw is up and no good. Webbin hasn't really missed her free throws all game long. So Hayes drives to the rack, it's up and good. And that'll do it. And the Gazelles will take this win today. As with tonight's win, Yankton snaps a 2-game losing streak and improves to 4-4, while the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders remain winless, falling to 0-8. Both teams will be back in action tomorrow The Rough Riders will look to avenge a 55-37 loss to the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots when they meet their city rival here at RHS. Meanwhile, the Gazelles will play the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles in Aberdeen. To recap tonight's game, the Yankton Gazelles defeat the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders 43-38. I'm Brian Bowen. Thank you for watching this presentation of high school girls basketball on the Roosevelt High School YouTube channel.